In a world where words often fail to capture the essence of human experiences, there are moments in ancient texts that leap off the pages and demand attention. Such is the case with the biblical narrative of Amalek and Jethro, two figures who, in their own unique ways, challenge our understanding of conflict and harmony, violence and peace. The story of Amalek and the battle against this ruthless enemy is a stark reminder of the darkest aspects of human nature, where survival is often pitted against annihilation. Yet, just a few chapters later, the arrival of Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, introduces a breath of fresh air, a moment of tranquility and wisdom in the midst of chaos. These narratives, found in the book of Exodus, offer profound insights into the nature of leadership, community, and the role of divine intervention in human affairs. The story of Amalek is a tale of relentless aggression and the human response to it. When the Israelites, freshly liberated from Egyptian bondage, are traveling through the wilderness, they encounter Amalek, a nomadic people known for their cruelty. Amalek attacks the Israelites, specifically targeting the weakest and most vulnerable among them. This act of aggression is not just a military assault. It is a moral outrage. The text describes Amalek's actions in vivid terms, emphasizing the cowardly nature of their attack on the stragglers. The verb used to describe their assault, a lash, is unusual and has been the subject of much scholarly debate. Some interpret it as meaning to decapitate, adding a layer of brutality to the already horrific scene. Others see it as a pun, drawing a connection to the root weak, suggesting that Amalek's attack was not just physical but also symbolic, a strike against the vulnerable and defenseless. The response of the Israelites is swift and decisive. Under the leadership of Moses, they engage in battle against Amalek. The narrative highlights the role of Aaron and Hur, who hold up Moses' arms to ensure the Israelites' victory. This image of a sword-wielding Hebrew commander cutting down the enemy is a significant departure from the earlier accounts of the Exodus, where God performs miracles and battles on behalf of the Israelites. Here, the Israelites are shown to possess martial prowess, a necessary skill in a world where survival often depends on one's ability to defend oneself. The victory over Amalek is not just a military triumph. It is a moral victory, a rejection of the kind of brutality that Amalek represents. However, the story does not end with the defeat of Amalek. God commands Moses to write down the memory of this conflict, and to ensure that the name of Amalek will be erased from history. This command is both a warning and a promise. It is a warning that the memory of Amalek's atrocities must be preserved, so that future generations will not forget the dangers of unchecked aggression. It is also a promise that God will ultimately bring about the destruction of Amalek, ensuring that the world will be free from such evil. The command to write down this memory is significant, as it marks a transition in the biblical narrative from a purely oral tradition to a written one. The use of writing as a means of commemoration suggests a level of literacy and cultural sophistication that is not evident in earlier biblical texts, such as the stories of the patriarchs in Genesis. The contrast between the Amalek narrative and the story of Jethro is striking. While Amalek represents the worst of human nature, Jethro embodies the best. Jethro, a Midianite priest and Moses' father-in-law, offers a model of wise leadership and community building. When Jethro hears of the miraculous events that have led to the Israelites' exodus from Egypt, he is moved to action. He brings Moses' wife and children to the wilderness to reunite the family. This act of kindness and support is a testament to the importance of family and community in times of trial. The meeting between Moses and Jethro is a moment of mutual respect and understanding. Jethro listens as Moses recounts the events of the Exodus, and he is overwhelmed with gratitude to God for his deliverance of the Israelites. Jethro's response, "Blessed is the Lord who has rescued you from the hand of Egypt and from the hand of Pharaoh," is a powerful affirmation of God's sovereignty and power. This moment of celebration and thanksgiving stands in stark contrast to the violence and brutality of the Amalek narrative. Jethro's recognition of God's greatness and his willingness to offer sacrifices and share a meal with the Israelite leaders is a sign of the deep spiritual and cultural connections that can exist between different peoples. However, Jethro's role in the narrative goes beyond that of a supportive father-in-law. He also offers Moses valuable advice on leadership and governance. When Jethro observes Moses sitting in judgment over the people from morning till evening, he recognizes the strain this is placing on his son-in-law. Jethro's counsel is both practical and wise. He suggests that Moses delegate some of his responsibilities to capable and trustworthy men, creating a hierarchical system of leadership that will lighten the burden on Moses and ensure that the people's needs are met more efficiently. This advice is a testament to Jethro's understanding of the complexities of leadership and the importance of effective governance. Moses heeds Jethro's advice and implements the suggested changes. The result is a more organized and efficient system of leadership, which not only benefits the people, but also strengthens Moses' position as a leader. This episode serves as a reminder that even the most gifted leaders can benefit from the wisdom and counsel of others. It also highlights the importance of adaptability and flexibility in leadership, as Moses is willing to listen to Jethro's advice and make changes to improve the well-being of the community. The contrast between the Amalek narrative and the Jethro narrative is a powerful illustration of the dual nature of human experience. On one hand, there is the ever-present threat of violence and aggression, represented by Amalek. On the other hand, there is the potential for harmony and cooperation, symbolized by Jethro. These narratives challenge us to consider the role of leadership, community, and divine intervention in shaping human affairs. They remind us that while the world can be a dangerous place, there is also the possibility of building a better future through wisdom, compassion, and mutual respect. In the end, the stories of Amalek and Jethro offer a timeless lesson. They remind us that the choices we make, as individuals and as a community, have far-reaching consequences. The path of violence and aggression may bring temporary gains, but it ultimately leads to destruction. The path of wisdom and cooperation, on the other hand, can lead to a more just and peaceful world. As we navigate the complexities of our own lives, these ancient narratives serve as a powerful reminder of the enduring human struggle between the forces of darkness and light. In a world where the echoes of Amalek's brutality still resonate, may we find the wisdom and courage to follow the example of Jethro.